The bruiserweight.
Oh, nasty fall.
You can bet that Pete Dunne is going to look to utilize his classic English mastery of submission holds and attacking an opponent's limbs. Dunne is also notorious for pushing the limits of WWE's rulebook.
I assure you, making one of these competitors quit will be easier said than done. Oh, nasty impact.
Here he goes.
This might not have been a wise move for him here, Michael.
I'd say every superstar remembers their first match on Raw, but for Pete Dunne, Byron, his first match has a little extra special meaning as it took place in his home country of England.
Well, not only that, Michael, but Pete Dunne also walked away from that match with a decisive victory over the WWE Cruiserweight Champion at the time. Pretty impressive, if you ask me.
We already established that Pete Dunne was successful in his first Raw match, but to me, the biggest takeaway from that was that the 23-year-old didn't exhibit an ounce of nervousness in front of a sellout crowd of nearly 15,000 in his home country on a big show like Monday Night Raw.
That's because Dunne oozes confidence. He was dominant that night because he knows it's just a matter of time before he'll be back on Raw. And in the main event, most likely.
Oh my goodness, crushing it.
One of the things a superstar who's competing in a submission match has to be careful of is if they have an injury or have been injured in the past and people know about it. You can bet in a submission match that your opponent is going to target that body part immediately. It's like having a giant bullseye on an arm, leg, ankle, or shoulder. Oh boy, he is rolling.
Oh man. Byron, you brought up that a submission match can be especially dangerous for a competitor who's injured or had a known injury. I think that's why it's just as important in a submission match to be able to reverse the submission move from an opponent as it is to apply a submission maneuver to an opponent. When a superstar can't reverse an opponent's submission, then they're certainly going to be in trouble.
Some superstars have more than one submission at their disposal when it becomes a
submission time.
Looks like he's starting to lose it here.
Right in the mouth.
Relentless. In a submission match, the name of the game is to make your opponent tap out from a submission move.
He's looking at it.
Suplex City. That's what he was looking for, Michael.
Corey, earlier you spoke about a submission match, and one thing I'd like to point out is that a submission match is not necessarily the same as an I Quit match. The key difference is that this might be it!
Oh my, victory is on the horizon. Oh, no luck against Dunne there.
Too quick. Beautiful technique.
Oh, a knee!
Lights out.
Harsh impact. Oh, no luck against Dunne there.
Too quick.
When Brock is feeling it, good luck to you.
The WWE Universe witnessed a classic submission match in 2016.
Submission time! Is he done? Corey, you spoke of the submission match between Charlotte Flair and Natalya, and I need to point out that this match was not Flair's figure eight versus Natalya's sharpshooter. Victory could be achieved by making your opponent tap out to any submission maneuver. I think we all know why the Nature Boy was banned from ringside.
When Natalya had Charlotte locked in the sharpshooter, it seemed that the Queen of Hearts was going to be crowned the new champion. Of course, that was until Dana Brooke distracted Danny, giving Charlotte the opening to lock on the figure eight and force Natalya to submit. It wouldn't be a Flair match without a little bit of controversy, would it?
Right to the gut.
Oh boy,
he's fighting back here.
I expected nothing less, Cole.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
Now it's Lesnar taking some punishment. But he's very aware of who he's in there with and what he has to do to rebound.
Well, at this point, I don't suspect he'll be putting this submission match on his highlight reel.
But remember, guys, his opponent has a long way to go if he's looking to even things up here.
In a submission match, the name of the game is to make your opponent tap out from a submission move. There have been so many submission specialists throughout the history of this great business. Bret Hitman Hart, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, William Regal, and Daniel Bryan are a few who come to mind. And on the women's side,
And now one more time. He's making a statement here with this attack. Corey, earlier you spoke about a submission.
German after German by Brock. This one's over, guys.
brace for impact. Here it comes. The F5.
Oh, my.
This one might be over, guys.
Yeah, and this is why. Take a look.
Brock Lesnar is looking to fly. Incoming.
Oh, clothesline!
One of the things a superstar who's competing in a submission match has to be careful of is if they have an injury or have been injured in the past and people know about it. You can bet in a submission match that your opponent is going to target that body part immediately. It's like having a giant bullseye on an arm, leg, ankle, or shoulder.
Byron, you brought up that a submission match can be especially dangerous for a competitor who's injured or had a known injury. I think that's why it's just as important as a submission match to be able to reverse the submission move from an opponent as it is to apply a submission maneuver to an opponent. If a superstar can't reverse an opponent's submission, then they're certainly going to be in trouble.
Some superstars have more than one submission at their disposal, and it becomes a pick-your-poison scenario for their opponent. It also depends on the match. Some submission matches are based on winning via a submission move, and others involve a competitor having to use the specific submission they've chosen.
WWE made history in 2017 with a tournament to crown the inaugural United Kingdom champion, which I was lucky enough to call in person, and in that tournament, this man, Pete Dunne, emerged as the next can't-miss superstar.
Definitely not where you want to be right now.
Gotta find a way to get out of this, Michael.
That'll hinder your modeling career.
I'd agree with what Michael was saying about Pete Dunne's performance in the UK Championship Tournament. If you didn't know him heading in, you sure as heck knew who he was coming out.
I'll tell you one person who definitely knew who Pete Dunne was after coming out, and that's William Regal. Regal was absolutely irate after Dunne launched a pre-match attack on his second-round opponent. The great ones always explode when they have the chance.
Wow, I thought he was a goner. When we talk about submission matches, we have to speak about one that, in many people's eyes, set the standard. It was WrestleMania 13. Bret the Hitman Hart was in a heated rivalry with a brash star on the rise named Stone Cold Steve Austin. This match started like no other submission match, with the two superstars battling in the crowd and attempting to use ring steps as a weapon.
Byron, you mentioned the submission match between Bret Hart and Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. The rivalry between the Hitman and Stone Cold was so intense that WWE had no choice but to appoint mixed martial arts champion Ken Shamrock as the special guest referee. The Hitman didn't waste any time. Now he's working that exploit.
Suplex City. on fumes here. Does he have enough left in him to capitalize?
The force of that impact should put an end to this match right here.
Pete Dunne is all about the intimidation. He's a man of few words, but actions like holding that United Kingdom Championship in his teeth as he glares at his competition down the ramp sends a message to his opposition.
That message.
Uh-oh. Batten down the hatches. The F5. Bang! Got him good there.
Yeah, let's take another look.
Bringing back up Pete Dunne's penchant for intimidation, I'm fine with sending a message during his entrance, but his attacks before and after the bell rings just cross the line.
I disagree, Saxton. While most of Dunne's United Kingdom Championship Tournament's opposition were excited for the opportunity and happy to be in front of an English...
We're gonna lock it in here.
As we've all seen over the years, loyalty is a rare trait to have here in WWE. But when it comes to Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar has shown some intense loyalty over the years.
Here he goes. Is he done? Corey, as far as the Lesnar-Heyman partnership, I'd agree with you. And if I had to guess, I'd go in for it all here.
He's definitely starting to lose it here.
No, he releases the hold.
What in the world is he thinking? Does he not want to win?
He goes down hard.
Yeah, he's not looking very good at this point, Cole.
You gotta believe this one's over. When I look at Brock Lesnar, we're gonna lock it in here.
I don't think he's got it completely locked in.
Lesnar did it!
What a performance!
Was there ever any doubt?
Here is your winner, Brock Lesnar!
That'll do it. Brock Lesnar walks away with the W.
And talk about displaying a